everyone, welcome to the Obelisk Lounge. My name is Justice and I am back with a reading on Miss Lauryn Hill. One of my subscribers suggested a reading on Lauryn, and forgive me, the camera is shaking, but that usually happens when I'm shuffling. It stops shaking when I'm done shuffling. But yeah, so she recommended, one of my subscribers, I think it's a she, I don't know, but she recommended a reading on Lauryn Hill, and so I'm going to be doing that this evening. We're going to be looking at the Fugees, her time, in the group, her relationship with the Wyclef and her husband, not Wyclef, but Wyclef and her husband. Gonna be looking at why does she go crazy, or I say why does she just vanish from the spotlight altogether? Did her husband have anything to do with it, and will she ever drop new music? These are some of the questions that one of my subscribers had, and then also one of my friends had as well. So with any recommendations that you guys give me in the comments of a person, make sure that you always drop the questions it is that you want answered, because that helps me to craft the reading. Otherwise, I really don't know what to ask. So for the people that have been doing that, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And let me see, any other announcements? Nope. Let's just go ahead and get into the reading. So let's start out with her personality and character analysis. Elevated ancestors, give me a personality and character analysis on Lauryn Hill. Character and personality analysis. Shuffling these big old cards are always so difficult, but the information is still always accurate. So boom shakalaka. All right, let's see. I was about to say something, but never mind. Character and personality analysis on Miss Lauryn Hill. Oh, wait, let's this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Character and personality analysis on Lauryn Hill. All right. The child, magical, student, trickster, tell me when to stop. I was feeling like she plays the victim a lot too. So it's funny that not the victim, but the trickster card came out. Martyr, tell me when to stop. Elevated ancestors. Okay, she got a lot coming out. Okay, and then the bottom, they said healer. Okay. Oh, dropping my tobacco. Okay. All right, so her first card is child magical. Off the bat, the fact that she got the child magical and the trickster card coming out, she does play the victim a lot. She kind of plays up on that. A lot of the time she acts more innocent than what she is, or unknowing or unaware than what she is. And a part of that, I feel like, came from her not getting the appropriate attention that she needed in high school. I mean, not high school. Well, actually, no. That probably was a Freudian slip for a reason. So there was, I guess I'll look into her high school and see what else may come out about that. I feel like maybe, did she lose a parent in high school? Or did did like a maternal figure or a paternal figure? She lost somebody like to drugs or some type of drug abuse, like some type of alcoholism or something. She lost somebody that she cared for dearly. I'm feeling like that it maybe was an uncle, or maybe this person is on her father's side of the family, but I'm picking up that it was something that crushed her deeply, like she witnessed them doing drugs or something like that, that kind of shattered her perception of the adults in her life, shattered her perception of just like the world altogether, because I'm feeling like that she pedestalized people, mentor like figures and different things like that. Like she pedestalized them, and so when she saw the truth of who it is that they were, or different behaviors and things like that they were engaging in that went against what she thought that they were, that kind of tarnished her view of the world, tarnished her view of of even her own self. And so that's where that thing comes from. If you all know that, because maybe she's talked about it in a interview or something like that, then put that down in the comments below. I don't know. I just know Lauryn's music, and I enjoy, you know, her one album, and then, you know, those few songs that the Fugees put out. Like, I enjoyed those things. I actually listen to them all the time. But yeah, so I don't know anything about her personally or anything like that, but just confirm that in the comments if it's something that she has spoken on, or, you know, if you know her personally. But anywho, we have the card of the student, so always really engaged in learning and spiritual development, and also like scientific development and things like that too. She's somebody that is very studious. Like, she just doesn't talk about things just to talk about them. Like, she's actually well researched on the things it is that she does believe in, on the things that she does talk about. She don't really talk out the side of her neck. She don't talk, like, she doesn't speak on things that she isn't well versed in herself, whether those things are factual or not. Her topics and things like that are well researched, and so she just considers herself to just be an overall student of life. I'm picking up also that she is a really good mother. Like, she teaches her kids different from the status quo. Like, she teaches them to have like good character and different things like that. Like, her philosophy of parenting is a little bit different than the status quo, but I feel like it has worked. But one of them it hasn't really worked with though. So with the Martyr card, with the Martyr card coming out, she feels like she's always on the chopping block with the Martyr, the Mentor, and the Goddess card, because of the way that she feels about herself or views herself as a goddess. Like, she feels like she has to be the sacrificial lamb a lot in her life. She feels like she wasn't able to really live her life the way that she wanted to on her own terms, especially after she became a mother. And I feel like that she may also have some type of like internal beef, you know, with God and different things like that. But that Mentor card coming out, she feels like she questions God about a lot of different things. However, she is still strong with her faith, but she does question God very deeply, like more esoterically than, you know, the average person does. With the Queen card, the Warrior, and the Servant card, she doesn't mind it though. Like, all of this sacrificial stuff and stuff like that, you know, like that she feels that she has had to go through with being maybe a sacrificial lamb in the industry, being a sacrificial lamb in her own life. Like, she wears those titles or that energy. She wears it with pride. She doesn't, you know, fret about it, you know, really in any of the sense. I'm not picking up on like very strong, like very powerful. Warrior. Very strong warrior energy here she has. But also, going back, she also does play the victim and can be a little bit manipulative as well. And sometimes that manipulation does not favor well for her benefit. I feel like even sometimes she can play the victim, like even with her own kids. I feel like one of her kids in particular, she kind of has like an effed up relationship with them. And so it might be her firstborn. I feel like I would not be surprised if that's the one she has the effed up relationship with, or had in the past, and now they're, you know, and now they're coming out of it, or came out of it. But yeah, let me see anything else about her personality cards that I'm getting. Yeah, but she also is kind of conniving too, but that goes back, but being a manipulator and being conniving is kind of like, that's the same thing. Because I'm really drawn to this Warrior card, and even like at the bottom of her deck, you know, she got the Healer card as well. She does put up a front a lot too, so it's like she has all of these qualities, but she hasn't really magnetized them to their fullest potential, if that makes sense. Like, yes, you know, yes, she's a healer. Yes, she's a queen. Yes, she's a warrior, but she's more so the underdeveloped aspects or the underdeveloped aspect of these particular cards. She's still growing. She's still evolving. She's still developing. She really has not mastered any of these things yet. And it's really due to her underlying immaturity. and her not really wanting to see the truth of her life or the truth of just things around her in general. You know, she lives in a fantasy world almost, you know, where she, like, everybody is doing something to me. You know, this person did this to me. They did this to me. And so it really just, you know, looking at the situation is, okay, yes, maybe everybody did do this to me, but what role did I play in everybody doing that to me, though? She has a very strong victim mentality, and it is really impeding upon her own self-empowerment. So that is her personality and character analysis. Let me put these cards up. Well, let me leave them out so I can clean them when I'm done. All right, now let's get into, let me move this over here, actually. Now let's get into the playing cards. And so my first question is going to be, how, let me see, let's look into her relationship with Wycliffe. So, what was her and Wycliffe's relationship like? The singer, her bandmate, Wycliffe John, like, what was their relationship like? 5, 4, 3, 2. And I also want to know, like, what did the other bandmate Paz, what did he think about that too? Like, how did that impact their relationship? We're going to be looking into that. What was her and Wycliffe's relationship like? 7 tumultuous, 9 of hearts, arguing all the time, inappropriately mismatched. Because he was also married, right? When he married, when he and Lauryn got together. So yeah, so just like built like they did not trust one another. Yeah, they didn't trust one another. There was really like no love. There was just like more so like lust and deep admiration. Like they fell in love with the artistry of one another, but not like the actual characteristics of one another, if that makes sense. Yeah, with the Joker card, like they were just terribly mismatched in, you know, in their partnership and things like that. And it was a relationship that they actually should not have embarked on. But the way that these cards are laid out like this, the 7 of hearts, 9 of hearts, and the Joker, they should never have even gotten into a relationship with one another. The Ace of Clubs, the 10 of hearts, and then the 8 of Spades coming out. I'm seeing that this was the beginning to the end of the group. Like that's actually, I'm feeling like what actually ended the group was that romantic relationship. And also I'm picking up that somebody, I'm feeling like it was her, like she attempted to do some type of love spell or something like that on him. Like I'm actually seeing it in the cards. Like she went to some priest of one of the African traditions. I'm not gonna say which one, but she went to a priest of one of the African traditions I'm seeing, and tried to get like some spiritual work done on him to take him from his wife, and that ended up backfiring actually. And you know, that's why her life look how it look now, y'all. It like ricocheted, like not only just with the dissolving of the group and the dissolving of her career after the fact, but it kind of ricocheted like throughout her entire life. Like her whole life just seems like it just fell apart. And maybe like she's just now, maybe like within like the past 7 to 10 years, you know, just kind of like maybe getting back on track. But even that, because her concerts have terrible reviews because she's always terribly late and always talking about how she gotta align this and align that, you know. So yeah, that's actually, it was a big bust. And I feel like his wife probably practiced some form of spirituality as well, because I'm seeing that there was like maybe some type of back and forth spiritual battle, I guess, you know, that they got into. You know, like the wife or his wife went to, I'm feeling like one of the women in his family, like an aunt or a grandmother or something like that, who also was a spiritualist and was able to, you know, do some work on trying to correct her marriage, but then also get back at Lauryn. Like it was like a spiritual was like a spiritual battle going on over this. I don't know the race of my subscribers, so let me not, use verbiage that I would normally use, like with my people. But, like over this man, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? Like, they went into like this back and forth, but she blew Lauryn out the water. So Lauryn was no match. And I feel like this is what drove her into like this deep relationship with God as well. This spiritual work that was done, or even that she did it for herself as well, for her and Wyclef to stay together, or to get his wife out the picture. It scared her. The results and everything like that scared her. I feel like she was having like some bad dreams. She was having like some night sweats. Just her life was just really going up in shambles and things like that spiritually. Like a lot of stuff that she really was not talking about, that she was really going through, and it's shown here with the Ace of Spades and the Seven of Spades coming out. Yeah, I don't even have really much more to say about the nature of their relationship. Let me see. Was he aware of this? Was Wyclef aware of this spiritual work that was being done by Lauryn and or his wife? I wasn't expecting that to come out, but I'm not surprised. Nine of Diamonds, Two of Diamonds, and the King of Diamonds. Yeah, he was aware. Oh, he was aware. Yes, he was aware. And he, but he didn't take Lauryn seriously though. Like with the work that she was doing, he really didn't take that seriously because of his own spiritual protections and things like that in place. Like he kind of wasn't like worried about that, but he was more so looking at his wife though, and what, and what she knows, and like, who she may be, connected to, and different things like that. But he really wasn't worried about either of their works like that, but more so especially Lauryn's, because he knew for some reason that his wife, he felt comfortable enough to know that she wasn't going to hurt him. But it's like, baby, you don't get comfortable with nobody. You don't get comfortable with nobody like that, especially when you're doing them wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't get comfortable with people like that to think that they're not going to retaliate. And not just in the spiritual sense, but in any sense, like physically as well. Like you don't know, like if you do people wrong, like you don't know if they're going to punch you in your face or shoot you in your face. You know what I'm saying? So, that was very haughty of him to think that. But of course he showed up as the King of Diamonds. So of course he would be haughty, in thinking that. But yeah, he knew, but he wasn't studying it. Six of Hearts, the Six of Diamonds. Yeah, because he got his own stuff. He has a lot, he got a lot of heavy spiritual protection around him. So he really was not studying none of that. He has a lot of great ancestral protection. And let me just clarify how I'm seeing it. So his stuff is layered. You know what I'm saying? Like generations after generations after generations after generation, not just one generation of working, to make sure that, their descendants are good. You know what I'm saying? Like he has generations on top of generations on top of generations of people doing this collective ancestral work within his lineage, to where the way that his spiritual protection and his spiritual karma is built, is set up, wasn't none of that stuff that he wasn't none of that stuff that either his wife was doing or Lauryn was doing. Really wasn't even going to shake none in his world, because it's almost like whatever somebody tries to throw at him or do to him, it just ricochets off of him and goes right back to the other person. That's why you got to be careful who you mess with out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what type of juice somebody has. But he is very aware of his juice. And